What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're going to be drawing the Aura skin from Fortnite. Let's get started in the center of our page with the eyes. So I'm going to start on the left side, starting from the very top, we're going to draw a circle. Going all the way around to the bottom, and then back up towards the top. Now I'm going to leave a large gap in the center and draw the same thing on the right. So we want to line up the top of the circle, and bring that down to the same height, and then back up to the top. I'm also going to add a small highlight circle to the top left of each eye. So up against the edge of the eye, work our way in, and then back out. Let's line this up on the right, and do the same thing. Let's draw that same size circle in the center of the eye, but we're going to tuck this in behind the highlight. So start at the bottom, come around, and out. Do the same thing on the right side. And then we're going to fill the pupils in black. Let's move to the side of the eye and curl up the lashes. Starting on the left side at the very top, curve down and up. Now it's going to pull this down and in toward the bottom edge of the eye. And then we're going to fill that in black. Let's do the same thing over on the right. So we're going to line this up, start on the outside of the eye, curve down, and then up, and come down, and then in towards the side of the eye, and then we're going to fill that in black. Now we're going to line up at the bottom edge of the eyes, move to the center and draw on the nose. So starting on the left, we're going to curve down, and then up on the right. Now we're going to step up and draw a short curve in the opposite direction for the bridge of the nose. From the bottom of the nose, we're going to move down and draw in the mouth. Starting back over on the left, I'm going to curve down and then up on the right side. Let's add in the upper lip. In the center, I'm going to move up, start with a point. From here, we're going to angle up and out toward the left and then the right. Now from the left side, I'm going to curve down and then up toward the left corner of the mouth. Do the same thing on the right. And then we're going to go back to the left side and draw the lower lip, curving down in the middle and then back up on the right. Let's move up and draw the bottom edge of the hat. We're going to start over on the left side. We're going to draw a large curve going up in the middle and then back down on the right side. And then we're going to tuck the hair in underneath the edge of the hat. We're going to start with the left side, starting from the end of the hat, curve down and out. Now we're just going to pull this across over the left eye and then up underneath the hat on the right side. Let's start by going in, over the eye. Now we're going to start to bend that up to the top. I'm also going to add a little bit of texture to the hair. Starting from the tip, we're just going to curve this up and then in, go to the inside at the top, curve down and then out. Let's go back to the top and draw the right side of the hair. From here we're going to curve out, around the eyelash, and then down. And it's going to pull that up towards the right side of the hat, going out and then up. And then at the top, I'm just going to draw a curve going out and then down. Let's draw on the bottom of the head. From the left eyelash, we're going to step out underneath the hair. We draw a large half circle. Coming down, we're going to round out the chin underneath the mouth. Now we're just going to pull that up towards the right side, towards the bottom point of the hair. I'm also going to add a little bit of hair on the left side. So we're going to line up this bottom point on the left, curve out and up underneath that hair bang. Let's draw on the ears. From the top, we're going to curve out, round out the ear, and pull that in toward the side of the head. Let's line this up on the right, curve out, down, and then pull that in. So we're going to add that fold inside the ear. Starting from the bottom point of the hair, up and out with a short line on both sides. Now we want to draw the eyebrows tucked in underneath the hair. So above the left eye, underneath the hair, we're going to curve in and then down. Let's line this up on the right. We'll curve up and then out. And then going back to the left side, we're going to pull this straight up underneath the hair. Go to the right, draw another line going up. Now I'm just going to trace that same curve going up and out. Let's add the ink markings underneath each eye. Starting on the left, start with a point. We'll curve out towards the left, then back in towards the center. Go back to the top, curve in, and then back out. Let's fill that in black. Now we're going to do the same thing over on the right. We're going to line this up, start with a point, curve in, and back out towards the bottom. Go back to the top, we're going to curve in the opposite direction, and then we'll fill that in black. Let's add one more just up above the right eyebrow. This one looks like a raindrop. So we start at the top, curve down, round out the bottom, and then go back up to the top, and then fill that in black. Now we're going to move up and draw on the outside of the hat. Starting from the left side, it's a large half circle. We're going to go up, round out the top of the hat, come around, and then down on the right side. And then we're going to add that strap across the bottom. Starting on the left side, we're going to start with a straight line coming down. Now we're going to follow the same curve of the hat, going up and across towards the right. And at the end, we're just going to curl up the strap, just bending that up. Let's round out the end. It's almost like a half circle coming around. And we're just going to pull that down and then in towards the bottom edge of the hat. Down and then across. Let's add a buckle in the center. Leaving a gap in the middle, draw two straight lines. One on the left, one on the right. Now I just want to trace this rectangle out on the inside. We're going to add a few small black dots along the strap. Starting on the left side, start with that black dot there. Move over towards the right, add one on the inside, and then one more on the outside. Let's move back over towards the top left side of the strap. We're going to curve up in the middle. We're just going to bend that down in behind the strap on the right. And then we're going to add a trim along the center of the hat. Starting at the very top, we're going to leave a gap in the middle, draw two straight lines coming down. We're going to leave a gap just up above that half circle. Now from the left side, we're going to curve out and then down towards the bottom of the hat on the left. We'll do the same thing on the right. We're just tracing that same curve, going all the way around, in behind the strap. We'll see a little bit of that trim coming down underneath the strap. Now we're going to move down and draw on the body. Let's start with the sides of the body first. Starting over on the left, underneath the head, curve out, and then down towards the hip. Move over towards the right, go out towards the right, and then down towards the same height. Now let's close off the bottom. Starting on the left, we curve down, and then back up. Then we're going to add some detail to the body, starting with the belt. From the left hip, we're going to step up. We're just going to trace that same curve going across towards the right. And then we'll add the buckle, leaving a gap in the center, draw two straight lines coming down. And then we're going to trace this rectangle on the inside. Now we're going to move out to the side of the belt and draw two lines side by side for the belt loop. Now I'm going to show you how to draw a very simple chain underneath the neck. Starting in the middle, we start with two straight lines going across, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then we're going to round out the end, just curling around, almost like a bracket. Let's do another one angling up and out. We're just going to be up against the edge of that half circle, go up in an angle, and then close off the end. Let's do the same thing on the right side. And then we're going to add one more pointing straight up underneath the head. So start with that curve, then go straight up. And do the same thing on the right. Curving around, and then going up. And then we'll add the connecting links. Starting in the center of this line, curve up, and then out towards the left, along the center of that line. Go back to the middle, go up and out towards the right. And then we do that again, going in, and then out towards the left and right side. Then we come down to the bottom and do the same thing. From the middle, we curve down and then up towards the left. And do the same thing on the right. It's almost like drawing a circle in behind these links. Let's go back to the left and do the same thing, going out and then in. And then we'll draw the inside edge of the link by tracing this circle on the inside, leaving an even space gap all the way around. We're going to do the same thing along the bottom. Let's go back down on top of the belt. We're going to step up and draw the bottom edge of the shirt, just tracing that same curve going across. Now we're going to move up and draw a thick stripe. Stepping up, draw a curve from left to right, moving down, and then up. Then we're going to move up and draw the same curve going in behind the chain, and then we'll continue up on the right side. Now we're going to continue working down with the legs. From the belt buckle, we'll step down, draw a curve from left to right, going up and then down. Now leaving a gap in the center, move over towards the left, curve out and down towards the left heel, move over towards the right, curve out and down towards the right heel. And then we'll round out the bottom of the feet. Starting from the heel, curve down and then up towards the toe on both sides. Now I'm going to go back to the left and draw the top of the foot. From the toe, we're going to curve up. I'm just going to bend that down, aiming towards the heel, stop right about there. Do the same thing on the right, curving up, rounding out the foot, and then coming down. And then we're going to go back up to the hip and round out the side of the leg. Starting from the left hip, curve out, come down, and then bend that in towards the top of the foot. Let's add a thick sole along the bottom of each foot. Taking this curve, we'll step up, just trace that across. And then from the top of the foot, we'll move up, draw a curve from left to right, coming down, and then back up. We'll line this up on the right, and do the same thing. Now halfway along this curve, we'll draw a straight line coming down toward the top of the foot. Let's add the laces across the front of the boot. Starting from the top left, curve down and in towards the bottom right, go up, curve across, and then down. Do the same thing on the right side. Starting from the top right, curve down and then in, go to the top, and curve in the opposite direction, going out and then down. We're also going to add a small trim along the inside of the boot. From the top, we'll step down, just follow that same curve going in. Now just up above the boots, we're going to add the torn knees. Starting on the left, we're going to start with an angled line coming down and in, or up, and come down. That's going to work our way back out. Come down and out, and then go back up. Let's do the same thing on the right. We're going to line this up, come down, and up, and we're going to pull that down and in, and then work our way back out towards the outside of the leg. We're also going to add a strap across the right thigh. Starting from the inside of the leg, curve out, and then up, step down, and draw that twice. Let's add a pouch on the right hip. Starting from the bottom corner of the belt, we're going to start with a short line going out. Now we're going to draw on the bottom of the pouch. We're going to curve out, round up the pouch, and then pull that in towards the side of the leg. Then from the top on the right, angle up and out. We'll curve that in and up in behind the body. Let's tuck that square pouch up underneath. Starting underneath the pouch, draw a straight line coming down, and then pulling that in towards the side of the leg. Underneath each belt loop, we're going to draw the pockets. Starting on the left, we'll curve down and then out, and do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to move back up and draw on the arms. We're going to start halfway down the side of the body. So right here, we're going to curve out, and then down towards the wrist. Line this up on the right. We'll do the same thing. Now from the wrist, we're going to draw a small half circle for the thumb. Curving in and back out. And then we'll connect the bottom of the thumb to the wrist with a curve, going up and then in. Let's do the same thing on the right. Start with the half circle, and then connect the bottom to the top of the wrist. And then we're going to add 3 fingers on either side. Starting from the bottom of the thumb, we'll come down, and then bend that up, step down, go down, and then up the second finger. Now the third finger, we're going to start out here, curve out, and we're going to bend the arm going up and in toward the top of the body. Let's do the same thing on the right. Let's separate out the tops of the finger. Starting from the thumb, I'm going to curve down and up. Separate out the second and third finger. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Let's go to the top of the thumb, step up, and draw a curve going up and then out for the edge of the gloves on both sides. And then we'll add some bracelets across the wrist. Starting from the left side, on the outside of the arm, we're going to curve in and then down. And we're going to step up and just draw a thin trim going across. And then we'll add a few more on the right arm. Starting from the wrist, curve up and out, step up, draw that twice. Now we're going to go across and then in. In, and then trace that out along the top. And then we'll add that armband across the top of the right arm. Starting from the inside of the arm, curve up and then out, step down, and draw that twice. Let's move back up underneath the ears and draw in the braids. We're going to start on the left side, start with a curve, going down and then out. And we're just going to pull that down towards the bottom. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from the bottom of the ear, curve down and out, and we'll bend that back down towards the same height. And then at the bottom, we're just going to flatten this off with a short line coming in. Now let's trace out the inside of the braid. We're going to thicken this up as we come up towards the top, underneath the head. We'll do the same thing on the right. Let's draw the tips of the braid. Starting from the outside corner, curve out, and then in. Do the same thing on the right. Now we go to the inside, start by curving in, and then out. Round this out and come down toward that bottom tip. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving in and then out. And it will blend into a curve coming down towards the bottom. And then we'll add a very simple braid texture. Starting from the top corner, curve in and then down. Step down, draw that same curve. Going across, we're going to repeat this all the way down towards the bottom of the braid. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing in the opposite direction. Let's start back down on the left corner here, curve up and then in about halfway along that curve. Go over to the left again, curve up and then in, and then we'll repeat this all the way up towards the top. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Starting from the right side, curve up and in, and then we'll repeat this all the way up. And there we have it. There's the aura skin from Fortnite. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.